mood dying of a morning after, leaning back on my chair.
Alright, it's day 14, I believe, and I might start dispersing these videos every 2 days, and once I hit day 20, it might be every 5 days. But to be honest, in the future, I'm gonna miss being able to upload a video under the protected title of like day 13. It's nice to be able to be like, you know what, this video doesn't necessarily have to have a purpose, but it's day 13 and I'm just gonna rant. In the future, I'm gonna have to think of titles and topics and I'm gonna have to stick by them, which sucks. But I believe it is day 14, and immediately off the bat, the sleep irregularities of the past 2 weeks have been so chaotic and unpredictable that I think it's starting to like catch up with me mentally, to where it's like, okay, 3 days with 3 hours sleep, and then eventually your sleeplessness and restlessness has been so long that I think you'll eventually just be like, your mind will crash for about 9 hours, and you get about 9 hours of sleep. But also, I have to talk about this, is that you eventually have to pay the piper in full and not take any crutches. And in my case, I did have some crutches. I think on day 3, 7, and maybe 10 or 11, I would take some gabs. I would take like 600 milligrams twice a day in the morning or night, which helped tremendously. It was like cheating in its own weird way, but it helped to be like, well, I'm not taking Kratom, so like I'm still building up this proud amount of time, like 14 days in my case. But like I've said in a lot of other videos, I don't know if taking those every 72 to 96 hours is like good. Like I don't know. And also, in my case, I had some Ativan. I got Ativan on day like 7 or something, and I took those at nighttime for a couple nights, and I think I'm paying the price for that. Yesterday, I just paced for like multiple hours because I really couldn't sit still, and a lot of sounds, like I could hear ringing in my ears slightly. And if you're gonna use any of the Pam family as a Pam family, you're gonna, I would recommend only take it for a couple of days, but you're still gonna have like a rebound anxiety from taking those. And in my case, I think it was day 7 when I took them. I thought it would be like a cure-all, like, okay, because I know they prescribed that for restless leg, but it actually made it kind of worse, because in my opinion, benzos are kind of dysphoric. I don't really like the feeling on its own. So I just remember my restless leg and body intensified a lot, and I also had the dysphoria of Ativan, which is the weakest of the benzos, and the worst of the benzos. Kind of a metallic taste in your mouth. So yesterday, I would get these like obsessive, like uncomfortable, compulsive, dysphoric thoughts. Like, you start like, okay, so this is something I wanted to talk about. I'm so sorry if this is all over the place, but I started wondering how many people out there get prescribed a benzo, not for every day, but to take as needed for anxiety. And they take one, and they're like, oh, I feel pretty good and relaxed. And then they take it a second day, and then a third day, maybe even a fourth day. And then on the 5th, they go, well, I know these are addictive, so I'm not going to take them on the 5th day. But what happens if you've taken a benzo for a couple days consecutively? On the first day you don't take them, you're going to get like this, like immediate anxiety feeling. But I'm aware of it. I know what it is. It's a trick. But I wonder how many people aren't aware of this. And they get that panic feeling, which is basically the benzo is telling you, like, dude, why'd you stop taking it? Like, keep taking it. And then you take it. And then by the time you're into, like, 8 days of a benzo, ooh, that's very... I think I heard, and I might have already said this, statistically, if you take a benzo for a week, you have a 50% chance of being on them for the rest of your life. But if you take them for 2 weeks, you have like an 80% chance. So very dangerous territory. If you're going to take a crutch, like Gabs or benzos, to help with any of your opiate or kratom withdrawal, only take them for a couple days. Because now I have to fully pay the piper. And this is my game plan. For the next 96 hours, I'm not going to take nothing. No crutches, besides maybe supplements. If I'm at least sleeping for a couple hours, and I feel okay, I'm going to feel tired and a little drained. And at this point, the physical symptoms are only in my fingers. Like, my fingers hurt. No more arm pain. At the beginning, it was arm pain. Then I need to start plotting and planning. Like, I got to get back out to work. I can't, like, stay inside for much longer. And another big thing I noticed is, if you watch any of my videos for the past 2 weeks, every time I'm in a car and I'm out in the sunlight, I'm a lot happier. And I think keeping yourself in, like, your FAP dungeon of withdrawal despair is just going to keep you in a vicious circle. You got to eventually be like, all right, I'm going to jog. I'm going to get outside. I'm going to start doing the things normal people to do in order to help themselves. So that's what I'm going to do. Am I worried about pause? A little bit, but not too much. I think if you want to beat pause, and I've said this a million times, you just got to exercise, and you got to start scheduling your life better. Like, okay, you've sat around for 2 weeks. You can't just keep sitting around. You got to be like, well, now let me try to write for an hour a day. Or let me try, like for me, editing these videos. Most of the days I film these videos to edit, I did not want to edit them. Like, just like clicking file, import, and open, and cutting sucked to do. But I told myself, I've said this countless times in my past some videos. It's really unfortunate, but I associate doing busy, productive work with addiction. Adderall, Suboxone, opiates, anything that gives me a pep boost to clear the cobwebs of my ADD mind, I will do. So now that I am hitting that 2 week spot, I have to be like, all right, Brandon, even if you wake up with no sleep, spend the first hour of the morning maybe shooting a video and editing. Even if it doesn't take that much work, just do it. And then slowly build upon that. 20 minutes, and then 30 minutes, then an hour. And I still haven't gone to meetings. So, I don't know. The trickery in my mind, it's the devil's last stand is, hey, you don't need to go to meetings, you stupid little son of a bitch. I'm sorry, that's all for today. That's all I can do for today. Finger pain. Still not sleeping that well. just general downness. Thanks for watching.